Hey, I wanted to give you some framing just to guide you through this effort. First of all, best practice areas of growth are going to be noted on the screen. You're not just watching you. The students offer a window into where we found success and where we need to close areas of growth. You do have a thinking task. Basically, you're asking yourself these 4 questions, both during and after you watch yourself and the students in this. What was supposed to happen? In this case, what would you have liked to happen? I know the lesson got kind of thrown in at the last minute. What actually happened? Why do you think that happened? And what will you do next time? It's really easy to view these questions through the prism of failure. Don't. We use these to both look at what we can do differently to do it better, but also how we replicate success.
My question to you is, based on what they shared with you from their experience, what are some skills that you are confident you have already? And that's the question that's at the bottom of the page. I want to give you time to answer that question if you have not already. My expectation, my hope is that everybody takes a moment right now to answer that question. So if you've got your phone out or your computer out, or you're just not paying a whole lot of attention, I want to ask that you pay attention and that you answer that question for me. What are some skills that you think you have confidence in already as you're moving into that space that you might have heard us speak about? I know Deanna's already finished, but we'll take a solid 3 or 4 minutes to answer that question before we kind of come back together. Continue kind of just thinking about that. You have about 2 minutes left to kind of answer that question before we come back together. Hassan, you got it? You saw the right way? I got plenty.
No, I'm good.
You got it, Mark? Did you just write the skill? Want to tell me why you're confident? Want to tell me why you're confident about that skill? How do you know that's a skill you already have? Okay. A nice little sentence going on. Yeah, I know that some of us are like very short answers. Try to give you a little bit. So at this time, I want to really just shift the conversation to you guys. All right? I don't want to say anything because this isn't my conversation to have. I'm just going to take notes of what you guys are sharing. So we'll go from one student to the next, kind of sharing what skills you're confident in. Something that somebody else has said, feel free to say, yeah, I feel like I have that skill as well and build on it. But I'm going to step back and just kind of chill in the corner and take notes on the board. But anybody who wants to start that conversation off, we'll start with Sean, and then, yeah, go from there.
I don't have a lot because I'm still working on me as a person, but I feel like I'm good at like taking my experiences and like and help me grow.
Cool. Can you let everybody else know? I'm pretending I'm not here. It's like, don't look at me when you're answering. Just talk to everybody else. Appreciate that, Rashawn. Can you run it back one more time?
I said I don't have a lot of skills, but I let my experiences build me as a person.
Hey, Rashawn, can you call on the next one you'd like to hear? Anybody else in the room?
I'm confident with my communication skills and my work ethic. Anybody want to go next?
Toss it to the next one. You wanna share something like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
the skills I have already for college is being on time, doing my homework, and like he said, discipline. That's something that I have because I'm really responsible about the things that surround me and the things that I have to do.
Who's next? Hey, Kayla, that's actually for you to decide who hasn't spoken that you'd like to hear from next.
You spoke, Rashawn? You spoke?
No,
You wanna speak?
no.
Well, you gotta share an answer.
Did you write anything on?
No.
I doubt that's because you don't have any skills. Can you think of one on the top? Like, what's the skill you know you already have?
Listening.
I think Mark is our last one. And Deb. You haven't gone yet? Let's go with Mark and Deb.
I got time management, good work effort, and the skill to keep going.
Anybody know what that skill is called? Determination is a good way to put it, yeah. Another word we use often too is perseverance. You want to add on to that, Mark? Determination piece? In a moment of honest reflection, I'm going to ask one follow-up question. In a moment of honest reflection, right? We're being honest with ourselves. Are there any skills up here that another student shared that you feel like you do not have? Take a moment to think. See that? I'll repeat the question. Are there any skills up here you feel like you don't have yet? Like Elmo says, it's the power of yet. Or Rashawn first.
Positive.
So,
Honestly, I gotta work on my communication skills.
cool. Anybody else want to jump in? That's for you? Anybody else want to be honest moment, honest reflection, anything there? Just the whole package. Okay. I say that to say, if you're listening, shout out to Hassan for good listening skills. If you're listening, you can hear your classmates say, I have this skill, right? I'm good at this. And if you're the person who said, I'm not as good at work ethic, or I still need to build my time management, right? I don't see a reason why you can't connect with the person who said that that was their strength, right? So think about that.
I wasn't kidding. Let's answer the questions right now. You can put them in your head, but actually give thought to these now that you've seen the video. What's supposed to happen, what actually happened, what do you think it happened, and what will you do next time? So the next steps for this are basically, we're going to look at what students produce of that work and think about the video and answer the 4 questions that you just did. We're going to keep a narrow focus. We're just going to think about the question you asked, what, if anything, the student answers tell us, and what your role is in the writing and student debrief, and what results we hope to yield. Thanks for your time. I hope you found this useful.